Yesterday we have been enriched by presentations from actors from the local level. We are here in Graz and get information about Erfahrung zählt, experiences counts. Today, in the frame of the peer review method, we act as critical friends and ask questions, trying to gather the most important issues which we can then at the end finally recommend to our local partners.
We discussed first who are the stakeholders involved in the local networks, and our question was if they are really aware of their involvement, if they could be involved more, because we had the feeling that the network is there, but that the involvement of the local stakeholders could be stronger. There are different stakeholders, there are the companies, of course there's the employment service and the provincial government and other NGOs, so how could they be involved more? We suggested that actually the role or the value of the network could be worked out by movement, and they could show this value to all the local stakeholders involved in the network, and probably this would lead to a higher involvement. In our point of view, the companies are a crucial point in this project, in this approach. We asked Alois Deutschmann, he is the managing director of the project movement, how did he and of course his team involve so many companies? And he answered that the most important point here is the trust of the companies towards the project and the reliability. And how does this come? The project has a very individual approach.
Who really owns the project? Not only who is funding, but who is feeling as from his, her organization, and then what could be the perspective, strong and weak points about transferability. We saw as well as a good point that regional authorities have a strong ownership towards it, so it's very much in line with the policies and it's well embedded in local context. And then this made us think that there could be good perspectives of transferability. But as well, many levels of ownership are appearing, so the local partnership, the company which is running the project has a high degree of ownership, and as well the labour market public services are very much involved in it, so we thought it was important to clarify as well what are the different levels of the ownership. The final thing which was interesting to point out is that from the answer it came out that for them, for movement, it is important that these levels of ownership are coexisting, because in fact it is a factor which is helping the project to be run in a successful way. Yeah. The importance of defining what is a network and what is a cooperation. So what are the levels of interaction between actors in a context which define a network as it is, or not, because this is one of the important questions of the project as such.
What could that mean, target group specific approach? We agreed in the assessment that you should not take it for granted. A target group specific approach, you must look on the problems to be solved related to the specific target groups, and maybe the approach of movement could be used to other groups. Approaches like movement are very ambitious, and so often political actors may look on impact, on question for impact of this project, and as far as we know now, after our peer session here in Graz, there are no detailed data regarding the impact. The argument with impact is, in my view, often a political argument. So the politicians must have their priorities, and then maybe they look for valid data for impact, or they don't. In this case, I think they don't. And that could be one, not the only one, but one important condition for success of this project, that they have the support of the political actors here in the region. You need time for impact assessment.
The important thing I take home is that it is really important within a single organization to find enough space and time, and budgeting as well, of course, to really follow the networking. So to have the time to face other organizations, to exchange and to go in depth of the networking.